Hello, YouTube Vintage Stereo Radio Collectors. Here's the chassis from the Royal 7000, the side that you can't see when you open the back of the radio. And it was complicated. Think what went into building this. All the coils, caps, the wafers on the tuner, two separate tuning caps, the one for AM and shortwave, and then the one for FM VHF. There's all point-to-point wiring there. There are no circuit boards in this baby. Hooking up all the switches. I've replaced some of the filter caps. There's one of them. I wondered why it wasn't working. Well, it was working pretty good, but not great. This one I clipped off one end to desolder it from where it was connected here, and the cap just fell apart like that. It wouldn't have been much good. So I put in two 500 microfarads, 1000 microfarad here. The other thing I've done, and I'll just see if I can get you a clear shot of this. So this is where the two 1.5 volt dial lamp bulbs go. And that's on top of the tuning turret right there. And here's the thing with these little bulbs. This radio didn't have any installed inside of it at all. I have two left from something, and only one of them tests good. And I've had a lot of these. I once bought a box of Zenith 1.5 volt bulbs. I was doing quite a few of these 10 to 15 years ago. And what I found is I think the turning of the tuner turret, there's tongue twister, was shaking the bulbs. There's a switch here that turns them off and on. Of course, so here's what I've done. Rather than using one D cell to run them at 1.5, why don't I convert it to LED? Oh, a little bit of a problem. Most LEDs don't turn on at 1.5 volts. So we'll take that out and save it. Save this stuff. I just got to stand up here. Yeah. So, right there. There's where those lamps are mounted. I mounted a bayonet holder, put new wires in because the one was a little frayed from being moved around this hole here, and then a 12 volt DC LED bayonet bulb, and I wired it instead of going to the 1.5 volt battery in this switch at the front, right to the main off-on volume switch. So now the dial turns on with the when you turn on the radio to listen to it, which is what later ones do when they're plugged in AC. And being an LED bulb, it doesn't draw much. 12 volts at 23 milliamps. I'm just going to show you the back of the radio. Show you. I haven't done much with it. You can see this is quite a beastie to build. Yeah, quite a beastie. And whatever you do when you're soldering, don't solder and burn these strings up. So the back of this is where the transistors mount. All these adjustments to the different bands. Quite a work of art, actually. The inside of the radio, 4x6 speaker. Over here is the wires for. So what I'm going to do, that's the map lamp. I'm going to use the one good bulb, and that can be the map lamp, and that will run off of the 1.5 volt battery. Thanks for watching and listening.